When Emily Batnagar's dad was diagnosed with an aggressive form of cancer in July 2021, it was a devastating blow.
I saw how hard it was for him to overcome it. It's a really tough battle.
Instead of looking inward and ruminating about it, she looked outward to help others who may be struggling to understand such a heavy diagnosis at such a young age.
So that really motivated me to start a book drive for kids with cancer. I've always had a soft spot for kids, so that's why I do it just for kids. But it really put things into perspective for me.
The now 19-year-old started a nonprofit book drive called For Love and Buttercup, so others in a similar situation can escape through the pages of a book.
I'm sure you've heard this a trillion times, like you're a kid doing things for other kids. Like you're like, I love doing things for kids. And I'm like, you're a kid.
I think kids have the compassion that some adults don't. They feel things more sensitively, and I think they have the capacity to show great change to the world and do anything they put their minds to.
Tell me about which book you read that really pulled you out of the depression over your dad.
I'm a really hopeless romantic, so it was The Selection by Kira Cass. I love it so much. It's basically a romance novel. It's my favorite.
It started as a small drive on the app Nextdoor, with neighbors donating used books, and grew to brand new book donations, thanks to COVID and hospitals not accepting used items during the pandemic's height. Now that has ballooned into thousands of books, mostly donated through her Amazon wish list. Emily also used tips from her earnings working at her family's Maryland bread shop.
Tell me about the reaction you've gotten from the hospitals and from other kids who have gotten one of your books and said, hey, this has really helped me, Emily.
The reaction from the hospitals have been so overwhelming in the best way. Honestly, sometimes I feel like I don't deserve it because I feel like I'm not doing enough still. After all, I'm just coordinating book donations. I'm not the one writing these books or such, and I feel like I can be doing more.
At what point did you realize the moment where you said, hey, this is something that helped me, and this is something that can help other people? Like, what was that moment?
I would have to say the first time I actually met a child with cancer, it was at the Children's Inn at NIH, and I met a child, and he didn't even speak English, but we connected, and it was through books. We saw the pictures of this book. It was Pete the Cat, and we just bonded over that, and that's a moment I'll never forget because, I still think about him. He's across the world now. He was in America only to get cancer treatment, but I still think about him, and that's when I realized, wow, I want to work with kids for the rest of my life.
Emily's efforts are now a family affair. Dad is on the mend from cancer and now helps cart Emily and the books to locations accepting donations. He has lost 75% of his vocal cords and is cancer-free. Dad even made a special guest appearance.
Tell me about how you feel knowing that there's so many teens who may not do this sort of thing, right? Who may have a similar situation, but Emily is dedicating herself to caring for you. How does that make you feel?
Well, it makes me proud, number one.
Aww.
Number two is a little satisfaction that she's around. So I know that she will take care of it. I cannot talk or something like that. She can talk to doctors, she can talk to people. She ordered all my food supply, all my medicine. She makes all my appointments. So I'm so thankful to God and everyone that at least she's taking care of that.
While Emily sets her sights even higher.
What's in the future for you?
I really want to expand. That would be a dream come true. And maybe I would have a place to store books, because right now I'm still using a corner in my parents' shop. I don't have a certain place where I put books. So that, and then expanding in the East Coast, and maybe expanding nationally. And then I want to travel to underdeveloped countries and build schools for children.
It was written. For Inside Edition Digital, I'm Stephanie Officer.